Why a YouTube chat about chess got flagged for hate speech. AI programs that analyze language have difficulty gauging context. Words such as black, white, and attack can have different meanings. Oh, this is about this was when I did it with Antonio. Okay. Last June, Antonio Radic, the host of a YouTube chess channel, Agadmator, with more than 1 million subscribers, was live streaming an interview with the Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura when the broadcast suddenly cut out. Instead of a lively discussion about chess openings, famous games, and iconic players, viewers were told Radic's video had been removed for harmful and dangerous content. Radic saw a message stating that the video, which included nothing more scandalous than a discussion of the King's Indian defense, had violated YouTube's community guidelines. Really? Wow, this is insane. Okay, one second. Exactly what happened still isn't clear. YouTube declined to comment beyond saying that removing Radic's video was a mistake, but a new study suggests it reflects shortcomings in artificial intelligence programs designed to automatically detect hate speech, abuse, and misinformation online. Interesting. Okay. Ashik Kuda-Buksh, a project scientist who specializes in AI at Carnegie Mellon University and a serious chess player himself, wondered if YouTube's algorithm may have been confused by discussions involving black and white pieces, attacks, and defenses. So he and Rupak Sarkar, an engineer at CMU, designed an experiment. They trained two versions of a language model called BERT, one using messages from the racist far-right website Stormfront, and the other using data from Twitter. They then tested the algorithms on the text and comments from 8,818 chess videos and found them to be far from perfect. The algorithms flagged around 1% of transcripts or comments as hate speech, but more than 80% of those flagged were false positives. Read in context, the language was not racist. Without a human in the loop, the pair say in their paper, relying on off-the-shelf classifiers, predictions on chess discussions can be misleading. Fundamentally, language is still a very subtle thing. Tom Mitchell, professor, Carnegie Mellon. The experiment exposed a core problem for AI language programs. Detecting hate speech or abuse is about more than just catching foul words and phrases. The same words can have a vastly different meaning in different contexts, so an algorithm must infer meaning from a string of words. Fundamentally, language is still a very subtle thing, says Tom Mitchell, a CMU professor who has previously worked with Kuda-Buksh. These kind of trained classifiers are not soon going to be 100% accurate. Yejin Choi, an associate professor at the University of Washington who specializes in AI and language, says she is not all surprised by the YouTube takedowns given the limits of language understanding today. Choi says additional progress in detecting hate speech will require big investments and new approaches. She says that algorithms work better when they analyze more than just a piece of text in isolation, incorporating, for example, a user's history of comments or the nature of the channel in which the comments are being posted. Okay. But Choi's research also shows how hate speech detection can perpetuate biases. In a 2019 study, she and others found that human annotators were more likely to label Twitter posts by users who self-identify as African American as abusive, and that algorithms trained to identify abuse using those annotations will repeat those biases. Okay. Companies have spent millions collecting and annotating training data for self-driving cars, but Choi says the same effect has not been put into annotating language. So far, no one has collected and annotated a high quality data set of hate speech or abuse that includes lots of edge cases with ambiguous language. If we made that level of investment on data collection, or even a small fraction of it, I'm sure AI can do much better, she says. Okay. Mitchell, what is an ad? Mitchell, the CMU professor, says YouTube and other platforms likely have more sophisticated AI algorithms than the one Kuda-Buksh built, but even those are still limited. Okay, keep going. Okay, big tech companies are counting on AI to address hate speech online. In 2018, Mark Zuckerberg told Congress that AI would help stamp out hate speech. Earlier this month, Facebook said its AI algorithms detect 97% of the hate speech the company removed in the last 3 months of 2020, up from 24% in 2017. But it does not disclose the volume of hate speech that algorithms miss or how often AI gets it wrong. Wired fed some of the comments gathered by the CMU researchers into two hate speech classifiers, one from Jigsaw, an Alphabet subsidiary focused on tackling misinformation and toxic content, and another from Facebook. Some statements such as such as at 143. If white king simply moves to g1, it's the end of black's attack, and white is only down a knight, right? We're judged 90% likely not hate speech, but the statement white's attack on black is brutal. White is stomping all over black's defenses. The black king is going to fall. It was judged more than 60% likely to be hate speech. Lovely. It remains unclear how often content may be mistakenly flagged as hate speech on YouTube and other platforms. We don't know how often it happens, Huda Buch says. If a YouTuber isn't that famous, we will not see it. Wow. That's crazy stuff. Obviously I'm not an AI guy, so I can't speak to it directly, but wow, that's pretty terrible. And it's also why when I see these comments about AI and everyone's like the world is ending, I'm very skeptical, because things like this show that AI is nowhere near perfect, and because it lacks human intuition, it can't make the right judgment calls because it has no intuition. So the judgment, anything that's like on the edge, it doesn't know how to appropriately figure it out. So pretty bad. Do I want AI moderators? Can you imagine an AI moderator when someone says something, they just get banned? No, nothing. You're banned, out of here. You hear about the Polish guy who locked his keys in his car. He had to call a locksmith to get his family out. That's insane. If you lock yourself out, try talking with a door lock, because communication is the key. Right? Yeah. How do I say Argentina? Yeah, Argentina or Argentina. Argentina is a weird place though, because it's like when I've been there, it's like it was so weird the first time I went there. It's like I was like, I want to pull. I said like pollo, of course, because I wanted like a chicken sandwich. They're like, you mean pojo? Like there are all these little things in Argentina that are very different. Yeah, it's not polo. It's not. Or not pollo. Sorry. It's yeah, they pronounce it differently. I've been to Bulgaria. Yeah, I've been to Sofia, and I've also been to Plovdiv as well. Let's go here. I guess I move my bishop, maybe my pawn. I should be doing okay here. Gotta be careful. Let's go here. He moves the knight, I take. Yeah, Alexander the Great was from Macedonia. Yeah, he was. Let's go rook g8, line up some tricks here. Maybe should be pretty good. Dude, Diamond Solace for the prime. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. What's this, guys? I'm from Macedonia. Oh my god, how do you even know my country? It's so small. Hikaru pronounced it correctly except for the O. And please, no politics. We don't care about Alexander the Great. LOL. Okay. Okay. I think I'm gonna get a lolly checkmate coming up somewhere here. Let's take. Maybe not. It's not so easy to prove. But if I get the queen here, it's a big thorn to go h3. Have I visited the opera? I mean, I know where the opera is. I haven't like visited the building specifically. I'm gonna take and go here. I mean, I feel like I should be winning somehow with like queen here and some kind of checkmate lurking. Thank you to a Futcher Live for the tier 1, Augustin and Zers for the prime, and Diamond and Souls again for the prime. Thank you so much. Just take and go here. You can't stop checkmate.